Hi everyone, this video is very important for your oral examination because it discusses the recent amendments to the Maritime Labour Convention 2006 which are set to come into effect in December 2024. The key changes include modifications to recruitment, repatriation, recreational facilities, food and catering, medical care and accident prevention. In the recent International Labour Conference, the 110th session, adopted a series of significant amendments to the Maritime Labour Convention. Now, these changes, which are supposed to be coming into effect in December 2024, are actually designed to strengthen the rights of seafarers and ensure a safer, fairer, and more secure work environment in the maritime industry. Major changes to the Maritime Labour Convention include revisions to regulations concerning recruitment and placement, repatriation, recreational facilities, food and catering, medical care on board, health and safety protection, and accident prevention. Let us discuss these changes a little bit in detail as we go forward. So the first one is regarding repatriation. Now, here the members shall facilitate the prompt repatriation of seafarers, including when they are deemed abandoned within the meaning of the rules of the Maritime Labour Convention. Port states, flag states, and labor supplying states shall cooperate to ensure that seafarers engaged on a ship to replace seafarers who have been abandoned in their territory or on a ship flying their flag shall be accorded their rights and entitlements under this convention. The next one is recreational facilities and amenities. Now here, appropriate seafarers' recreational facilities, amenities, and services, including social connectivity, as adopted to meet the needs of the seafarers who must live and work on ships, shall be provided on board for the benefit of all seafarers. This also includes reasonable access to ship to shore telephone communications where available, with any charges for the use of these services being reasonable in amount. Ship owners should, so far as is reasonably practicable, provide seafarers on board their ships with internet access, with charges, if any, being reasonable in amount. Members should, so far as is reasonable practicable, provide seafarers on board ships in their ports and at their associated anchorages with internet access, with charges, if any, being reasonable in amount. Now, you can see here with every requirement, the words "so far as is reasonably practicable" is included. This is so as to not put the ship owner under any kind of penalty or impose any fines if they are unable to do so because of reasons outside their um, uh, outside what they can manage or what they can cope with. The next one is regarding food and catering. Now, food and catering, of course, you know what food and catering stands for. Food and catering is the amendments which are regarding the seafarers' nutritional needs. Now, these revisions strive to ensure that the provision of food and water supplies aligns with the specific requirements of seafarers and the nature of their voyages. So we have to make sure that clean water is provided to the seafarer. You have to make sure that the food and water sustains the entire duration of the voyage in case the voyage is unusually long. So it is related to the quantity, the nutritional value, the quality, and the variety as well. So food and drinking water supplies having regard to the number of seafarers on board, even their religious requirements and cultural practices. So if there are certain religions which do not consume beef or pork or any other food, then replacements should be provided, and it should be suitable in respect of quantity, nutritional value, quality, and variety, and shall be provided free of charge during the period of the seafarers' engagement. So the organization and equipment of the catering department shall be such as to permit the provision to the seafarer of adequate, varied, balanced, and nutritious meals prepared and served in hygienic conditions. The next one is, of course, medical care. Medical care, here each member, so when I say each member, what do I mean? I mean each state or each member that has ratified the Maritime Labour Convention. They have to ensure prompt disembarkation of seafarers in need of immediate medical care from ships in its territory, and access to medical facilities assured for the provisions of appropriate treatment. If a seafarer has died during a seafarer's or ship's voyage, the member in whose territory the death has occurred, or where the death has occurred on the high seas, into those territorial waters the ship next enters, shall facilitate the repatriation of the body or ashes by the ship owner in accordance with the wishes of the seafarer or the next of kin. So even if the person has died on board, or if the vessel, and when the vessel is at sea, then the next port that it enters, especially if it is the port that belongs to a member state, a member that has ratified the Maritime Labour Convention, they have to make adequate arrangements towards that. All right, then we also have something regarding to safety protection and accident prevention. Now, safety protection and accident prevention, of course, they aim to improve the health and safety protection measures and reduce the risk of exposure to harmful factors and ensure the provision of appropriate personal protective equipment. Now, this is simply common sense that if seafarers are engaged on board ships, they need to be provided with safety equipment. They need to be provided with protection so that they can take care of themselves, especially because medical care ashore is provided, but seafarers should be considered to be in need of immediate medical care in cases, but not limited to, a serious injury or disease, or any injury or disease which might lead to temporary or permanent disability. But that should not happen due to the fact that there was no protective equipment provided. So protective equipment should be provided to protect the seafarers at all times. Now, the amendments which have been introduced now, which will come into force in 2024, of course, talk about free drinking water, seafarers having appropriately sized personal protective equipment, in particular to suit the increasing number of female seafarers as well. The states or the members shall further facilitate the prompt repatriation of abandoned seafarers. States shall provide medical care to seafarers in need of immediate assistance, and when required, facilitate the speedy repatriation of the deceased seafarer. Ship owners should also provide seafarers with appropriate social connectivity, and states provide internet access in their ports. All deaths of seafarers are recorded and reported annually to the International Labour Organization, and the relevant data is published, and seafarers are informed of their rights regarding the obligation of recruitment and placement services to compensate seafarers for any monetary loss. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the recruitment and placement here. The states or the member states are expected to establish a system of protection by way of insurance or an equivalent appropriate measure to compensate seafarers for any monetary loss, any financial loss that they may incur as a result of the failure of a recruitment and placement service or the relevant ship owner under the seafarers employment agreement to meet its obligations to them, and ensure the seafarers are informed prior to or in the process of engagement of their rights under the system. So seafarers should not suffer because the employer or the member state or the states have made any mistakes, or they do not have the provisions of placing them on ship. Seafarers should not incur any financial loss. So it is the responsibility of the employer, the ship owner, the member state to make sure that the seafarers are provided with all facilities required for them to join the vessel, be taken care of their food, recreation, accommodation, drinking water, sanitation, making sure that they have access to doctors and hospitals if they get sick. In case they die, then they should be repatriated as well. So, and they should be provided with all that is required for them to be mentally healthy, social connectivity, entertainment, recreation facilities, so that we can ensure that seafarers continue with their employment on board the ships. So these are the changes that have come in, and these are changes which are going to be introduced in December 2024. They are going to be in force from December 2024. So if you intend to undertake your oral examination, please make sure that you have updated your knowledge about the convention through this video. I hope this video was useful. Please like, share, comment, subscribe in case I have missed anything. Thank you for watching today's video, and I will see you soon with my next video. Bye for now.